Now, she's up to current. Now, I won't be able to see chat unless I... By the way. So, you'll have to excuse my face going up to see what you're having to say.
But technically, legalities and technicalities and terminology.
Welcome back.
Contradictions. Majority of all.
We're at current with her.
That's how this ended up being.
Now she seems much more winding down.
Into existence. You know? I see my baby. The sooner the better, for everyone's sake.
Hello.
Not just my own. But you know, sometimes when you're just right, you're just right. No one can do anything like that. Because God's truth is God's truth.
She's talking low, so I don't want to try to talk over her.
This world is horrifying. I've never visited such a horrifying realm. Like maybe, I don't know, like all of it.
How many realms does she go to? Just saying. Is she like the mighty Thor, swinging her hammer around, going to realms?
And then all this paperwork? What's up with that? What's with all the paper? What's with all the money? Paper, money? I don't know, currency. I don't understand it. I mean, I do, but then I don't. Because why should I? No thank you. You're just gonna offer me the things that I need. You're gonna offer them freely. You're gonna offer them out of the kindness of your heart and kindness of your being. Because that's how it goes.
Well, they're not. I mean, Lori and Bob are people that you can never make peace with. So, you know, it's just, it's nice you do it because you're a human being. But no, those are two that will never learn.
My mind fluctuating between anger and complete and utter disapproval.
But Bob and Lori are two that will eventually implode under their own psychosis.
Disappointment. You are a disappointment, and I don't discuss that with myself. I tell you that because I'm clearly disappointed in your actions. I'm clearly disappointed in...
Now, to put the things like, where's Bob and Lori? You know, we have the mental chick with postpartum depression on psychedelics in a car at Arkansas, and here I am with her, with you and her live, and where's Bob and Lori? Waiting on their midnight snack, I guess, from DoorDash.
Could you not figure things out within a 9-month period?
You know, we're the ones here with crazy cakes.
Did you want to just continually harass me? You detained me at
I'm feeling okay. Now, I don't currently have, I have to lean in to see chat, so my apologies if I miss anything.
Going into labor. You endangered me and my child. My child and I. I'm gonna be rich.
Now, we're 10 minutes ahead of where we were, and she seems to have wound down a lot.
I could make the choice to just come dumpster all over all of you. Just rule the fucking world.
She's gonna come dumpster on us, man.
Dumpster all over you. Every fucking one of you.
I feel violated.
Force men into giving birth, I would totally do it. The only thing
I mean, what kind of commentary do you give when the lolcow has just threatened to come dumpster on us all? I feel used.
Yeah. That's all I can do. It's their sacrifice. It's what they have to do in order to sacrifice. If I had to willingly sacrifice my child, then that's the even exchange, is not just castration, but the removal of the entire member.
Wow. Now she's
Because if that
gonna
was removed from
start
my being,
cutting them off and throwing them in a pile.
an entire member of my reality, an entire member of my family.
She's tripping on severing men parts.
Have their entire member removed.
Man, I'm never secondhand embarrassed, but today I am secondhand embarrassed for her.
They're failing.
She just did something I didn't think could be done. Make me secondhand embarrassed. Because yesterday I would have told you that was impossible.
So what am I exchanging for? If it could be that, then if it were a member of my family and we're giving up members of things, then the exchange would be the phallic.
I've had personal growth.
To each one of these individuals that helped process and file this and helped in the removal of my child.
I can see everyone's emojis from here, but I can't see any words.
And justifiable. If I shall willingly give this child up, then I ask for all men, every man, if he ever tries to violate or wander or cheat any of it, to have his member completely removed so that he understands what it's like, the pain of having that removal of a child. You know?
Actually, I got a feeling that's a worse pain than losing of the child, just saying.
Perfect sense. That seems like an eye for an eye. A perfect exchange. If I'm willingly giving this child up, that makes perfect sense. Then I should get something, right? The entire member, since the entire member of my family has not been returned. Exactly. It makes perfect sense.
Wow.
If
Okay, now we have relevant comedy.
then the male should have to go.
You notice normally I'd say commentary, but this is relevant comedy. So, she basically saying she wants a severed penis. Now, I'm trying to think on how this severed penis would make her whole. Just saying. How this severed penis would improve her life. But personally, I think the severed penis would kind of get stinky pretty quick. And icky.
And that is the exchange that I'll make with the universe. It makes perfect sense.
So now she's tripping off cutting off men's dicks.
All I have to do is ask of it, and it shall be. Right? So says the
Where's Bob and Lori? I want to ask them, what is the non-bullying way for me to handle this?
So, my family never watches my videos. My family doesn't care. No one ever listens to Leticia, and no one ever watches Leticia. Nobody keeps track of her. No one wants to make sure that she's okay when she's having her mental breaks because nobody's ever listened to her. And then she goes off on her tangents, her rants. And then she's okay. She's just fine. She's just fine. She couldn't be anything else because stealing
Hello,
her
gossip.
from her and raping her are completely normal events. And no one
Well, at some time, YouTube stopped caring. Because, I've had death threats from Melton. I've had Jimbo grab a gun this last week and come hunting me down here, near where I live.
have any
It's pretty much the YouTube Wild West at this point.
and you should just harbor that. Hold it deep down and swallow all those emotions.
Hello, Genji.
No one will ever love you. No one will ever care for you if you ever voice those opinions. Because those aren't normal opinions. Those aren't normal events.
Her chat's moving fast, by the way, right now.
Bury them deep, 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 deep down.
I'm not paying attention to it because I don't want to get distracted.
Every single day. And then that way,
Hello,
everyone will
Katie.
just fine when you smile. And you show up for court. And you're dressed nicely. And your hair is done right. And when you
Well, I mean, she don't stand a chance. But I mean, the reality of the matter is, if you look at Bob and you look at any other man, I'm sure even Ernie Shell starts to look good to her.
Acknowledge and you say things as if we're just robotic, like you're just there, going along with whatever they say. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. There's nothing wrong. See, the more that you acknowledge.
Maybe I need to start doing YouTube in a skimpy outfit. Maybe I'll do that. My next Lori video, maybe I'll get like nothing but a Speedo.
If there's anything wrong, the more that there is, right? That's why the child was stolen. Because they wanted to make sure.
Well,
right,
thank you,
that I'm
Genji.
Okay. What they didn't see was, I'm not okay.
I mean, Lori don't stand no chance, just saying.
They weren't going to let it stay, so I'm not okay.
But I heard she likes blind men anyway.
Exists. But they're just saying that I'm incapable of monitoring and taking care of it, which is absurd. A lie.
Well, actually, Joy, that would be kind of common around here. You see, I have had 2 times I was arrested. And both times they were on trumped up charges. And I beat them all. And I have a clean criminal record. But yeah, that's common around here. I've had to face that myself. It's just, I won.
Oh, how well I did with my daughter. And I didn't flip out like this. I didn't flip out like any of this. This was...
Well, I don't believe anything she says, Katie. Because it's all just pity me. Because I went out with a girl like that. That anything for pity attention. And that's the kind of person Lori is, too. This girl would make up pathological lies just so you'd feel sorry for her so she could get the, oh, there.
This happened due to your guidance, due to your care, due to your help. This happened only after your help. This happened only after your assistance. And then your assistance was just not assistance, it was more violence.
Now she's coming down some.
It's like what they did with the people in the concentration camp, and they told them that everything was going to be okay, and they would get their things back inevitably, and they never did, and they walked them to the gas chamber at the very end.
Well, personally, see, now I like to hook Letitia and Rich Life up.
What it was like to get along with one another.
He likes homeless women. She's a homeless woman.
Continually seek out violence and seek out punishing themselves throughout that. Because the karmic repercussions of all those things. You know?
Let's see her eyes.
So everyone thinks you're okay.
Wow. I was expecting to see something soothing. El Rongo! Look at that face! The way that she sounded to be coming down, I thought I should be seeing a soothing eye. But, look at those round, manic-looking eyes. That surprises me.
Because you're dressed nicely.
That's opposite of what I expected. I don't know what to make of it.
Is that your child was just ripped away from you, and they're giving you a bunch of hurdles to jump through, and that doesn't make any sense. That child should have never been removed. So, what are you trying to tell me? You trying to tell me some BS? You trying to tell me some stuff that makes me go crazy? Yeah, that's when my eyes get all googly. That's when all the stuff gets all wild and crazy, because you make no sense.
That's your mania.
It's like a big bug eyes and stuff, just googly, just wallowing around.
Now she's starting to have a manic episode.
Trying to seek out truth. That's what I told everyone, too. I remember waking up to that. Sometimes my eyes have to find the truth. That's what I told them. That's what I was telling them. It was after I got implanted. I knew, because they were looking at me all weird in the eyes, and it was in the left. So I kept staring at it. I was like, yep, that's not right. The pupil is really off. The pupil was really, really dilated compared to the other one. And then I thought, well, that's abnormal. Should I talk to the doctor? They were like, no, you don't need to anymore. There's, there's no reason for that. You just self-heal. You either heal yourself or you end up hurting yourself. Either way.
Now, the laughing part for her, that's actually a good sign.
You're just an experiment, and you're also too not allowed to have human emotions anymore. You're not allowed to have a human life, and you're also not to have any emotions toward your own children.
Oh yeah. If she'd just jumped through the hoops a little bit, be cooperative, this all would have been over.
No one will ever see any of those tears, any of that stuff. No one will ever see it. Because all they'll ever see is your smiling, pretty face, that pretty smile. That's all they'll ever see. That's why you keep it hidden. That's why you hide these things, and you just smile and you nod, and you act like you don't know any better, and you don't say a word. Pretty girls, they hear everything.
Well, they do around here too. It's just the girls around here know when to play the system.
So then what? We go off seeking the truth instead. And then what? Then we get in trouble. And then what? And we get raped and stuff, and then they force us to be in the system, so we'll just disappear because we didn't have anyone to love us. And that's how it works. That's how it's always worked. And that's how they managed us. That's how we disappeared for so many years. They were allowed to kill us. They were allowed to kill us. And some of us, clairvoyant? No, I just pick up on your electrical currents. That's all it is. I'm not clairvoyant. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's just hearing you. Cottonmouth. I like mushrooms.
They got cut meth too, Leticia. It's a shame. Now, Leticia has me smoking more pot than I normally do.
So they stole my baby. And then they just wanted me to fill out more papers and stuff and just sort of like pretend like it was okay to be away from the baby. And then they tried to say that I would be able to just see him once a week, and that would have been even worse torture on both of us.
No, that would have left you 6 days to have worked on yourself.
So, I've been clearly traumatized. And they're trying to say that it's not trauma, that it'll all just work its way out.
No, they don't say that.
And I'm really not sure what's going on anymore.
They might talk about working through your
I'm
trauma.
trying really hard to be myself. I'm trying really hard to see what's going on. The only thing they could do to fix this is give me my children back. I don't need a doctor to tell me that. No one needs a doctor to tell me what's going to fix this. You don't need anybody with a certification to tell you that the only way to fix this is to give me my children back. I'm trying so fucking hard just not to be weird.
Yeah, her eyes are still the same.
It's not working.
Good night, Linda. I'm going to sit here while my device still has energy.
I do have children. Otherwise, my body wouldn't look this way. The children are there, and they were never taken away, because you can't take away what God gave you as a blessing, and what came through my body. I violated my body. It violated my body, so it would technically belong to me. It would be my property.
Well, now, with her psychedelics, the eyes are her condition. You know, just to let everyone know that, you know, the eyes like this, like they have no lids, that's her condition. That's her mania. That, now, her pupils, you know, the shrooms are going to make the pupils inside of the eyes big. But what's making her eyes like that, that's her condition.
I sustained it. I didn't even use much of the wick. I didn't use
Well, yeah,
much
that,
of the
if she wasn't on the drugs right now, she'd be in just animated, let's put it that way.
Due to the things that they allowed to happen. That was the exchange. That was my money. My free money. It wasn't theirs. It wasn't their property anymore.
I don't think she's going to say anything relevant, everyone, by the way. I think she's just going to babble on her psychosis.
Helping take care of the baby.
You know, the only thing interested for this is a cop going to pull up during this? She's got the light on in her car now, so she is visible. No, it's the phone. No, I take that back. But the phone is enough of a light in her car that she would be noticeable.
Someone would show up that cared and would fix it and would make the pain go away. All of it. And then it just got worse, continually.
I am not sure where she is.
Because I was seeking all the help from all these people.
Well, the thing is you can't keep doing a psychedelic and get off on it. You have to have some time in between a few days. So if she does them again, they're not going to hit her with the effect they are now. So it's kind of the law of diminishing returns. So I'm not worried if she does them again tomorrow, but you know, now she took them out for tripping her balls off. Now, once again, as long as she don't get out of the car, nothing's going to happen. And I don't think she is.
They don't give things freely. They're Rumpelstiltskin. If you make them, they'll exchange you. They'll steal your soul. Money.
Well,
Steal your soul.
see, many times psychedelics will make you think existentially. And that's what she's having now. You know, she's having the mind-expanding experience and thinking about things deeply. Now, this is good. This is normal for the drug. But of course, you see her eyes. And as we said, that's not the drug. That's her insanity.
It's not good. I try not to take the coins. Don't take the points. You give them freely.
Well, on psychedelics, one thing that they do is they lower your impulse control. The fact that psychedelics and LSD lower your inhibitions to a level they should be illegal. Just saying.
To survive, so I was grateful, but only when they were offered out of kindness.
Oh yeah, taking care of business. I mean,
Do you realize how crazy everything is?
LSD is funner than shrooms.
They stole my babies for no reason. They stole them. They said that I 2 hours with you while on shrooms. I'm fairly sure I'm 100% capable, and then some.
Okay, you just heard what she said. You just heard what she said. I'm fine. And as you know, those are magic last words.
To most people, I'm done with this. I don't want you fucking with me anymore.
That tells me if she wants to go somewhere, she will.
Retard could tell you, yeah, she just needs her baby. She just needs both her babies. And then she'll get better. And you don't want me to get better. So you're not just offering them freely. Instead, you're making me jump to extra hoops because that's what the processes are in this day and age. And it's like, you look like bobbleheads to me. That's how it looks when you're telling me stuff and your heads are just bobbling around and you're telling me a bunch of nonsense about how.
Well, the thing is, she's focused on us. As long as she's focused on ranting, she's not going to get any wandery ideas.
Do the hoops with money and whatever. That's what your heads look like to me. Just bobbling around like googly eyes. You think I look crazy. You should see, from my perspective, how deranged.
You know, I consider this as going well. Honestly, you know, for the fact of she did a large dose of psychedelics, this is actually going very well. You notice I'm not freaking out, because this is going well. She's staying focused on chat, she's not getting any stray ideas, and she's just being our circular Leticia.
Trying to tell me some stuff. No, it doesn't work that way. Do you not make any sense? Like, you literally have destroyed a disabled person. You literally destroyed a disabled person, and you want her to work harder to try to jump through make it look like she's capable. I was plenty capable to take care of the babies. Not a problem with the babies. You were supposed to give me the money so I could sustain it, and so I'd be okay with the baby, and I would be able to take care of it just fine. Whatever I needed, I would have been able to find.
Well, she was doing mushrooms still.
You didn't let me do it. You stole the baby. You stole the baby. Baby thieves. Baby thieves. I'm gonna make up a nursery rhyme about baby thieves. That's what we need. More nursery rhymes about the truth. More nursery rhymes.
Well, we get to hear her make up a rhyme about baby thieves.
No, don't take the candy. So that they know. Don't let your babies get.
I might retell the Rumpelstiltskin tale, because once again that was a fairy story to where Rumpelstiltskin tries to steal the baby. So I might retell Rumpelstiltskin, but instead of being the villain, Rumpelstiltskin will be the hero.
Don't lie in beds with men that you don't know. Because then they won't come and help you when you scream out that they raped you.
Hello, Robin.
Wait a second.
Hello, Valet. Okay, Valet's Robin. My eyes are so tired. I thought that was two different entries for a second.
So I don't know what kind of
Sorry.
support system that they're using or utilizing, if this is like an ancient form of it. Because if it is, then that's extremely barbaric. And also, too, babies, you just destroyed 2 lives. Like, you didn't just destroy one. Do you realize how fucked you are? Do you realize how fucked you are for even creating that life? We should have never had sex. We should have never done it. I'm always very...
What do I hear in the other room, kitty? Just heard an odd kitty noise.
cautious about that because I know boys are stupid. Boys can't keep their hands to themselves. Neither can men.
Well, I do.
They're men. They're not really men. They're just boys. Real men keep their hands and feet to themselves, and they're gentlemen.
And feet.
And they treat a lady as a lady, instead of treating them like a whore.
Hands and feet.
So I didn't want to have anyone's baby. Because I knew you already treated me like a whore. So I was like, okay, fine. If that's what it is, my children will never be accepted. That's fine. You know? Don't have them. But then I did. So now I need them. Because that's the only way that I can heal it. Or then I'll go crazy like crazy PM next door. And cat piss all over myself and cat hair.
Yeah, her eyes are still whacked.
No.
But her body language shows a winding down.
Thank you. I don't want to be like her. I don't want to have
Like mine.
cat hair all over me. I don't want to have pissy cat hair and smell all over me. Piss on myself from myself. Food stains everywhere. Big googly eyes from the big goggle glasses. Dentures. Because I didn't take care of myself. Because the baby was stolen. But I've been trying so hard to take care of myself for years. 21 years of not being able to see him. I wouldn't be able to maintain. I wouldn't fare very well.
Car went by, she watched it.
Nobody's mother would. She'd deteriorate. She'd go crazy.
Now,
Not knowing.
I could tell from the way she turned her head, she was wowing at the lights. She was probably seeing colored tracers, out of the white light.
Where that child was, if it's safe, if it's well maintained, if it was cared for properly. I know plenty of women that have gone crazy due to their children never being returned or killing or whatever, being killed.
Well, I can tell right now she's got to be right next to a road somewhere. Somewhere a bit isolated, but somebody went by her at around 35 miles an hour.
There was no work that needed to be done for me to keep him. Why are people continuing with that shit? I'm already owed a shit ton of money. I shouldn't have had that. I've already been walking around rich. Are you not hearing me? Like, I literally already know that all of this shit was illegal. Like, I know now. Lobotomy. They're not going to issue it a lobotomy because apparently they stopped doing that. But if they did, then my family would know. So, that's the thing. Where it's like, oh shit, she does actually have people. She does actually have people that would question and care and look into it and wonder what the fuck happened to her mental state as well. So, I already know I've been walking around with a shit ton of money and nobody's giving it to me. Why? Can I have my money now so I can take care of my babies? Are you okay? I'm not okay. I know I'm not okay. Are you okay? I'm not okay. I tell you I'm okay though. And I tell you I don't want to commit suicide anymore. Because I have to lie to you people. Because if I tell you
Okay.
suicide.
Bombshell time. Now she's admitting, saying that when I tell you I'm not going to self-garm or mangulate myself, and she's saying now that she does, and saying that I really do mean I want to mangulate myself when I tell you I'm not going to mangulate myself. And I think from now on that's going to be my Leticia word, is mangulate.
Keep me. And then what? It doesn't help me at all because then you keep me for days and makes me more suicidal. Then what? Because you're not actually.
She may be in her mom's driveway, and it's best if she is. It was just dark enough when this started, you couldn't pick up exactly where she is.
I have 2 babies, and they're coming back to me. I have 2 babies, and I went crazy because those babies were stolen from me.
So yeah, I am hoping she is in her mother's driveway.
I'll tell everyone I come in contact with, everyone I go and see.
And once again, in her when she started this, I tried to tell, and I couldn't.
They stole my babies. They stole my babies. They stole my babies. They stole them. And then when they look into it and they realize that I'm not even being dishonest, they're gonna be like, no wonder you're all big-eyed and crazy, bug-eyed looking. No wonder you're always scared.
Good, good.
And that's why you always have that confused look on your
Then
face.
this will probably have just a good ending.
I know. They were helping us all.
And she'll wander in there and go to sleep later. Because she was sleeping with her mother.
I'm sitting here just talking forever.
Okay, Vinci, I missed that.
It's helping me
Because I have been talking over her a little bit.
my babies back. I need them back.
Hello, Sean.
I'm going crazy. Like, I tried to explain this stuff while, like, I'm sober and stuff, and you don't want to hear it. And then it's like I'm going to get to the point where I'm just doing a live feed, and then I go and I drive off of a bridge or something, and it'll be all your fault, and it'll be all your proof that you drove me crazy because you stole my babies. You stole my babies and my ability to afford for them because you said some crazy stuff.
Well, that's good. That's good. She just needs the eyes on her. That's the important thing.
He would never be able to get adopted. And if they did try to adopt him out, that's illegal. So,
Well,
they can't.
the thing is, Hydrangea, I've learned that truth is stranger than fiction. There's many times you can write down the truth, and if you put fiction on it and try to get it published, they'd throw it in your face and say no one would believe that.
Because the babies belong with me. They belong next to me.
And this is one of those.
Both of us. All of us. The babies and me.
What are you doing, kid? Is that you, Selma? Or is that you, Autumn? No, I see Autumn.
I'm a wonderful mother.
She just put out the light.
Mother.
Now she put on the light.
All of this stuff, and I comply with these crazy assholes. I actually was really good. It's all of you. It's all of you that drove me crazy at times. Interesting. I need my babies. That's the only thing that will fix people. Is giving them the things that they need back and restoring it. The bond that was broken. Otherwise, they're cursed. I tried to explain that to the father of my first child. I tried to explain that to the dude that made me get an abortion. They didn't want to listen. They didn't want to understand. You don't do that to things. You don't kill things off like that. I want my child. And it's not the difference between wanting. It's the difference between needing and also, too, the fact that I was violated. The fact that they
Have you ever heard this? Leticia was violated.
They illegally stole my babies. And if I end up going crazy, like crazy fucking Pam next door, I swear to God, that's not going to happen to me, though. Because I already know that it was illegal what they had done, and that I am owed a bunch of money. I would give a lot of it away. Find ways of supporting myself in other ways. I don't understand money very well. I do understand that I need it to take care of the babies, but I also don't understand why you're not giving it freely after knowing that I know, we all know, that you owe me. You know? For lots of stuff. For all kinds of stuff. You owe me lots of things. There's so many things I'm going to have to sue you over. All the little things. And the things that you stole from me, too. Babies are priceless. And the time that you can't get back, that's a lot of money. You can't alter that frame of reality where I lost that time of bonding with my children. So, that's priceless. I wonder how much that's going to be in the equivalent of dollars, human dollars, American dollars, you know, the equivalent of it. So
that should be better. She's went low on voice.
this is going to be interesting. And also the fact, too, that you contaminated the water and contaminated the food and all of that stuff. I'm going to sue you for things. And also the shots and everything. And the misguided attempts at my life. You know, those, whatever they were, the suicide, forcing me to want to commit suicide. That's a lot of money.
I think she's going to be okay. She's coming down some.
So quickly against you people. And then I realized, oh my God, these are...
And she's just going in a circle,
These are felony
which is good.
offenses that you're going to have to own up to. That's why you keep shoving that word felon in front of my face. You need me to realize these are felony offenses that have been caused against me. These criminal... Well, these are to hurt a pregnant woman and to hurt one that was disabled as well. There's so much money. I wouldn't even begin to know what to do with so much money. I just have to have my family help me. And just help. Because I'm so traumatized. There is no fixing it. There is no fixing it. There will never be any fixing it. And I am so traumatized. Like, even the fact that they put the cuffs on me and everything, the fact that they touched me, all of it. The fact that I gave birth, my water broke in the fucking jail cell, I will always be traumatized. This is a story I'm going to write about because I'm traumatized. I'm so scared constantly. Constantly. I try not to let people know, but I'm always scared. I'm like, what do you want from me? What do you need from me? Please back the fuck up. I don't want to claw your eyes out. You know? So, I'm not dangerous, but I am. And so, I hope that I get to sue them soon. I don't want any more of this pain and suffering anymore. I don't like their injections.
Hello, Taylor.
They placed into me. Can I just be normal and go through my bouts of depression and just deal with this on a natural and holistic way without your metallics in my brain? That would be nice. You infected my child. You hurt both of my children. You hurt both of my children. And that's irreparable psychological damage. So then I would end up getting paid a bunch of money for that. But there's no money that could ever fix some of the ailments that you've caused. So I'm really concerned for your well-being after a certain point. Because after a certain point, money can't fix everything.
Now, the reality is where she just said, I'm worried about your being. No, she's worried about herself, but she doesn't want to put it that way to you.
Money. So,
I know looking at her just makes you want to blink. You think, I don't want to look like that.
I need my babies back. I'm very scared. I don't want this anymore.
Now, this is that circle I told you about. And this is all she's going to do. You know, like I say, with her coming down and her in her mother's driveway, I don't think there's going to be anything dramatic that's going to happen. In other words, I think this stupid event with her is going to have a happy ending.
Stuff, that's even worse. Knowing it is one thing, you know? Living it another. All of it all at once? Yeah, that's not normal. those ticks happen sometimes because they do it. It's not normal. We all know the ones that are chipped.
Well, she's in her mother's driveway on mushrooms, and the baby is in custody of a foster care family. And there's been, Nicolina has been keeping enough tabs, and she's gotten updates, and baby Jason is alive and well with the adopted foster family and very good care, and eventually, baby Jason will have permanent placement. So the baby is wonderful, but Letitia is on mushrooms and coming down from them in the mother's driveway, and she said many disturbing things on this live.
Yeah, we all know those weird ticks and the aches and pains in certain areas of our bodies that remind us that they're always there, watchful, or, being watchful and everything. Yeah.
The beginning of the live, she said she feel like stripping off her clothes and running. Fortunately, she didn't.
I need my baby back now. That'd be nice. I'd like that. And also, too, I'd like some nice place to put him, so he's nice and comfortable.
Oh yeah, I knew that when she said that she'd get reported to no end.
Take care of him. Give him baths, and I was always afraid that they would just fall into the tub. Not that I would do it. They would just slip into the tub.
Well, until someone had told me wasn't sure she was in her mother's driveway, because that's the safest spot. And she's been in her hours now, so she's not going to go anywhere. So, like I said, if anyone was worried about the drama part, I think we're past that now. And so, my advice for anyone losing sleep is to go get some sleep.
Wait, Jack. The Titanic. Just slip away. What?
Well, no problem, Taylor. That's kind of what I'm here for, is the more hard information facts and my funny take on things rather than clips.
I felt good. So, yeah, I'm pretty good. Except you're trying to make me do things I don't want to do. And no, I already know.
But
a bunch of money.
I'm not telling on my friend, but Nicolina had contacted the hospital. And Nicolina was involved in getting CPS there. And she talked to the officer involved, and she gets updates. Now, of course, there's nothing ever sensitive given to her, but, basically, through her, we do have tabs on baby Jason to find out everything's okay. And on the baby Jason front, everything is happy. All but Letitia.
I don't want to do it anymore. I just choose no. And I'll fight for that money. And I'll fight for all of that stuff. And they're going to know. They're like, oh shit. You're screwed as the U.S. government. You can't just allow your fucking experiments to take this much of a fucking advancement over you.
And, oh yes, and one other thing too. Where Ocean Lover had scammed money, Nicolina had a hold of it before giving it to the scammer. Well, a part of that scammed money that Nicolina was holding was given for the benefit of baby Jason. So yes, Nicolina also has used scam money that was in her possession that the scammer wanted and gave it to baby Jason.
You're not supposed to let your experiments run loose, run wild, but you couldn't handle it anymore. You just had to give me back to my mother at one point, didn't you? But then that made perfect sense, because you have to give my babies back, so that makes perfect sense too. It all has to come full circle. It all does. I'm expecting...
And, I don't want to get hopes up, but in reality, through Nicolina and the internet, in a way, we're all going to be kind of the godparent of them. Because in my opinion, this is probably going to continue to where, like, later on at some point, I wouldn't doubt if there's a college fund set up for him. And once again, putting money into it now, of course, by the time it rolls over, like say in a money market fund, there would be money for the kid to go to college. So, I'm not, saying this right now, but I do expect, as I'm the guy that sees around the corner first, that there will be some sort of internet boon for the baby, and we should get some vague updates like I was just able to give you.
Soon, so I can start nursing, because this is not okay. The fact that he's drinking filth, that's not okay. I'm sorry, what? Filth.
Well, that is what I expect.
Also, I'll be expecting him back soon. Like I said this week, there's absolutely no reason you should have held him, and so I'm going to find every single way to make sure that you guys are sued for every fucking minute I've been away from him, and the psychological...
I mean, I don't have much, but listening to her, I'll sue you for everything you got, I'm like, I'll eat rice for a week and let's go buy that kid a toy.
That you caused me. That
But I'll be gone, Sasha. Her last words, you're fucked now!
That they can't sue for everything.
Eat my shit! Ah! And she'd hit the button.
And after this long, that's what I'm making the choice to do, because I'm not going to listen to your words of God anymore. There are 2 children. They were ripped away from me. They were stolen illegally, unlawfully, and no, I'm going to get my babies back soon.
She circles.
I already know that. And
I'm not talking ring of death like I normally do when I do this.
How much more do you want to see?
We're in the Leticia circles.
Your children go through me. Huh? 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 Karma? Karma? What?
Karma. It's good to live alone on a farm. I can be extra theatric at times.
Now I'm finally starting to sober up. I feel a little bit better. But I need my babies. I don't feel good. I don't feel safe. My children were stolen. I don't feel safe in the U.S. government.
Well, taking care of business, my advice, get a picture. Because people come in with troll accounts, and they always don't have a picture. So automatically, if a channel has a troll problem, you automatically look at a corner of the eye to people who don't have a picture. Of course, I worry more about what content said because, it was forever before I put a picture on my first account, just saying. But yeah, I would put a picture on your account, and that'll help stop a lot of that.
I don't feel safe in the U.S. I don't feel safe anymore from anything.
I think my kitty just got a mouse. You get him, honey?
No weed? Why would there be no weed?
Well, Taylor, it could be. I mean, she shows so many signs of so many different things, but I do know from my observation of her, many things are faked. So this is where a real intelligent professional needs to dissect this. Over time, I can watch Mask Slip and start to read between the lies, but that's a very long, spotty thing to do. That can take years. It took me 3 years to be able to say definitively that Amberlyn Lead is just lying every day intentionally to create hate to make more money. And once again, that's all she ever does, and that's all she ever did. But it took me 3 years of reading between her lies to say definitively that is the case and be able to back it up with my words. So, Letitia is kind of the same process.
What's the difference? If I had a reason to stop smoking, then I'd stop smoking. If I'm going to end up nursing him and have a nice place, then yeah, I won't have any reason to smoke excessively. And
oh yeah, well, her being in Arkansas, I was afraid she was going to show up at the first husband's house. When this started, that's where I was afraid this was going to go. I just didn't want to say anything about that.
Here and there, and be just fine. Oxytocin from him, and nursing him, will counteract him in needing any of that. People are crazy. I want so badly to have my baby now. Right now. Those little puppies. I love puppies. Yeah, I played with that dog. It was a...
Anyone else just get creeped out?
Golden retriever, but it was like mostly white. He was so sweet. I love him so much. Stay away from dogs. No, dogs are wonderful and they're lovable.
I'm with chat. Stay away from dogs.
I can't stay away from dogs. Why would I want to? And even
Hello, shitbaghead. Well, we're listening to Letitia with what power I have left.
I know I shouldn't have a dog because of course.
Hello, Night Owl. Well,
But I got
you've missed the event. Letitia is on shrooms in her mother's driveway. And we've been listening to hours of this. I'm on my backup devices and probably down to about my last 30 to 40 minutes of power. And at this point, we have a really fucked up chick with her psychosis talking in a circle. Now, there is no danger, I believe, at this point, but you're just going to hear random Letitia ramblings. And this is live. We're just a little bit behind because of my commentary.
So technically, it was just me being gross. And I like being gross. Everyone's gross. I should go to sleep. People might hear me. Spelling out naughty words. Ah! I want to say it so badly. Nigger. That's terrible. I say these
Uh-oh! She just said right now, see, the thing is this shows you. Now, normally people would be saying, she said the N-word. But no, this shows that she just wants to shock you. Now, she told me something important with that. And you see, right after she went, ah ha 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 ha. That shows that she thinks it's funny to shock and incite you. Remember how I said I have to read between the lines sometimes over a long time to get the full picture? Yes, with her saying the N-word and then the type of laugh that she had, she was basically trying to, give a ha-ha at you.
because they flicker across the screen.
Hello, Bridget.
They say things, and then I repeat them, and then they try to incriminate me. They put me in things and say things I didn't. It's terrible. That's a terrible word. And I understand also, too, when you're using it as friendship style, that's different. I don't see the difference.
I hope you're well tonight, Bridget.
Use the words. We're all human. We should all be able to exchange our linguistics like that. Interchange them. I don't understand it. It's funny when some people use certain terms, though. It's pretty funny. And even like in Spanish when they say negro, and they used to get really upset about
I'm
that.
good, but I'm tired.
Talking badly about
I normally be in bed, but,
people.
Letitia is on psychedelics.
You're just talking about the color of something and you repeat it.
Well, Night Owl, earlier in the first part of the live, I said that for Letitia, if we can get an Aboriginal witch doctor to kind of like detox her, I'd go with it.
about the Legion and all the evils. Not reading about it, but listening to it. You guys are so thoughtful sometimes. The words of God, they get me through it. That's all I could manage to hold on to.
Yeah, I used to sleep. Now,
My brain so much.
the thing is just to tell you about sleeping in the barn, I did sleep on a straw pallet for 2 years. Now, for the first hour and a half when you wake up, your body and your muscles hurt. But the odd thing is sleeping on the straw pallet for, with wood for 2 years actually did help build the body. I mean, it really did help build muscles. Though every morning for an hour and a half you hurt.
I really need my babies now. I don't want to mess with you anymore. Can we not have any of this silly stuff back and forth? You guys are so weird.
Well, Taylor, just to let you know personally, I knew that the Summerwells case would end badly. And I knew after a year, the fatigue of it, people would need to blow off steam. It's natural for humanity. It was a very sad case. And people went along with it. But when you hit that dreaded anniversary and it's a downer, people need a pressure release valve. And that's kind of what where you're saying you didn't understand where that would lead you. That's basically the whys of how you and everyone else was led it, because this is a pressure release valve.
For your weird research. Also, why do my ribs
You
keep
can
hurting on this one?
ride with the insanity and just let it all go.
Just readjusting from the pregnancy, or is that something that you guys did? I don't know. Sometimes with you people, I never know, honestly. I always have to ask and then wonder, oh my God, what was I injected with? What's going on? This is a very long stream. I'm surprised that you allowed it to go through.
Well, there's some things that's like natural. For example, it's like Amberlyn Reed. She was 600 pounds. Now, the reason why we watch her, or people would, is because she's a natural. You see, your primitive human state, if anything is odd or out of place, it draws your eye. Because primitive-wise, it could be a danger. And this is why when our eyes see anything unusual, we fixate on it. Because that's the primitive you trying to protect you from danger. Now, once again, we may find this thing strange and fascinating, but this is the animalistic thing that leads us to the effect that we see, because I did a big expose on why you watch Amberlyn Reed. Now, many of these same things are the same with Letitia. Your eye automatically sees this is not normal. This is not right. Therefore, your eye cannot turn away.
Shouldn't take shrooms? Yes, I should. For my mental state. And yes, it was fun. Would I do it again? Yes, totally. I would totally do it again. Especially if it was beneficial for my health. That's why I smoke the weed. And now everybody says it's not beneficial. And I'm like, whatever. If I get the exchange of my baby, I'll do it. I'll stop smoking weed. And I'll just nurse him. What's the problem? I'm not...
Thought I heard something.
Please, although it's really difficult when you're stressed so much and you don't have a house.
Yep, I thought I heard something.
Spent the money from the weed on that. No. What are you talking about? Are you crazy? You need to chill the fuck out sometimes. Dealing with you people is crazy.
Now, the thing is, she just ranted through her buzz. She didn't just sit and enjoy her experience. Had she just sat down and enjoyed her experience, it could have been beneficial to her mentally. But the only thing she did during this was work herself up into a stress state.
Check.
Hello, Roy boy.
Check, please. Check. She knows she'll get a check if she keeps her kid legally.
Now we're going to skip up ahead to current.
She didn't do it. She told me.
We just skipped 10 minutes.
She
Because as I said, we know she's going to be nothing but circular.
She was like, someone came into the house. They did it. I didn't do it. I couldn't believe it. I was horrified. You decapitated my dog's head.
Oh, yeah.
After, of course, you injected her and put her to sleep.
Now she's having a bad trip over the decapitated dog.
Her body was laid out, that she was injected, that she wasn't alive when that happened. The blood wouldn't have been that way.
The other dog would have lapped up the blood.
The neck wouldn't have looked like that. And the collar wouldn't have been intact. So I see these things, I just don't, like, I can't explain it to people because they think I'm crazy and they think that I'm too special, like I'm retarded or something because I'm mentally ill. I'm not mentally ill or deranged. I'm just, like, special. Whatever that.
She's not deranged, she's special.
So,
She's especially deranged.
lying? God, if only they realize. Oh, God.
I was going to make a hamburger. Man. But she's like been on forever.
I've had this shirt on for 2 days. 1 day. 2 days. It's pretty clean. Pretty clean. I'm pretty clean. I still don't know about the autism thing. I think that it is actually just something that has happened most recently. I didn't think I had signs of autism when I was younger, but there were clear signs of...
No idea. You know, with the animals, you know, we only know what she has said. Now, it was all come down to, no one would want the puppies. But I know the fact is, she was breeding dogs for her money. Because once she let it slip about money, and she couldn't sell those pit bull puppies, and she wanted her dog back in heat so she could get the second litter out of it for the year. And that's why she froze the puppies.
It displays itself a lot differently. So I was able to function a lot better than the male who has autism. And they just probably never caught it. More than likely.
Oh yeah, she was stealing dogs to breed.
Interactions and my lack of wanting to socialize with people.
And what she did is she stole a stud.
I haven't been asking for donations. Are you guys okay? I like that you remind me of what to talk about, though. Travel to Canada. Now you want to cuddle. You're like, oh, let's have you travel to the border so that they can arrest you. Nice. Because there's an active warrant for your arrest at this time for stupid nonsense. Yeah, all over a cuddling session. No thanks, don't touch me. Also, no thanks, your money's not worth it.
All over a cuddling session. Now, we've never heard her call Jason Wallace a cuddling session before.
I explained that to a lot of the people, too, when they continued to want me, and I was like, no, your money's not worth touching.
Oh yeah, Belak, I remember. That's in my mental receipt bin.
They're still my babies, and if I don't get them by this week, then that's proof that they're just in denial. In denial. Then nobody better be bonding with my child, my son, and expecting that they're going to be able to keep him for much longer, because, honestly, I'm owed a lot, and there's nothing wrong with me giving birth and having children of my own.
No, she seems to be happy bitching.
As long as
Oh, look at her body language.
for one. Psychopaths.
She seems to enjoy this.
Oh my God.
She's winding down hard. Yeah. Yeah, she's winding down hard now. I picked the right time to pick this up.
Why would anybody want to watch me? Nobody owed a jail sentence aside from the people harassing me. Jesus Christ. They are bonding with him, but they're going to be so devastated when they have to give him back. Aww. That's so sad for you guys. Because you shouldn't have had him in the first place, and you're going to end up, like, dying a very, very, very fucking horrible death. Do you understand that? The pain that you're going to suffer from doing all this fucking illegal shit? Do you realize that? And you guys act like I'm supposed to be so happy that somebody's taking care of my kid? No. What I need to be happy for is the fact that I get my child back and away from your disgusting hands and away from your taintedness and your ungodly fucking tactics to try to steal a healthy child
Well,
from a healthy
it
mother.
doesn't matter what she does, she ain't getting her way.
Psychologically, I'm not okay now.
Now, I do believe that she did mushrooms.
This trauma.
Because I saw how fucked up she was at the beginning of the live.
And I'm just having to deal with it, and I'm trying to do my best. I mean, I do a lot better than most people, but anyway, I'm grateful that I'll get to see him soon, because I already know that's the only way that can happen. So, and also that's disgusting. The whole Jenga comment, fuck you.
She's never getting to see that baby.
I don't know why you would say anything otherwise if they changed or altered his name and
Now, see, to see the baby, she would have had to have shown up at that court, the 20th. And she's in Arkansas, and she's not going to show up to Illinois court the 20th. So, ipso facto, Illinois is never going to let her see that baby. Or jump through the hoops to see the baby.
So, yeah. People that think that they know best, right?
Well, Taylor, you're right. She is. Now, unfortunately, I just hit my battery warning on this, so we're going to have to go soon. Now she's just staring again. I think she might pass out at some point. Well, good night. We'll be going, Rachel, we'll be going here in a minute anyway. Because like I say, we're about the end of battery power. And I think Leticia is just about out of Leticia power. She's just tripping, looking forward out into space.
Okay, first of all, this idiot here. No one says you should be happy that they are now creating a family with the child you gave birth to. Okay? We get that. Nobody's going to be happy with that. We don't expect that, right? We can't seem to do you can't seem to do what is best for him ever, so that wouldn't make sense. I was the best thing that could ever happen to him. I was the only one that was there for him and stood by him and wanted his existence. Do you not see that? Are you stupid? I own that child. I own that fucking kid. I own...
Now, I'm going to, like I say, we're near into battery power, but I am going to end this with her tonight on her saying, I own this child over and over again. Now, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to put my devices on charge, and I'm going to go over to Leticia's channel. I'm blocked, so I'll be watching. I won't be able to talk, and I will finish watching this dumb shit. And if you feel like talking at me, you feel free to, although I won't be able to respond. So everyone, thank you for coming, and we have sat up with stupid. And tomorrow I will get done reviewing all of her audio up to date as I had originally intended for my Tonight Live. So thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Valak. Thank you, Taylor, for hanging out this late. And like I say, I'll be watching Leticia the rest of the way. And I'm going to make me a burger. I got a ton of hamburger thawed. And I'm going to go in the other room and I'm going to make me a big freaking burger and have that before I go to bed. Now, thank you for coming. And good night, Stacy. And, well, I'll see you over at Leticia's, but I will be there in my ghostly band form. Oh my God, I'm getting kiddied again. And have a good night.